Today is Monday, March the 4th, and we're going to use our 5 minutes to look at the 1 week, the 1 day, and the 15 minutes. We did the weekly chart review over the weekend, posted it this morning, and we said that this mess of moving averages back here was going to provide like being in the weeds for the Ichimoku, and that's what we've seen. We saw that. We've seen now this week that we've got this rejection from this mess of moving averages. From the day's point of view, if you look down here, we had a range of almost 50 S&P 500 points. That's a pretty big swing for a day. We are used to seeing that. I mean, look at all these big candles here, but we haven't seen it in quite some time. So we've got some of this wide trading going on, wide daily range trading going on again. The 15-minute, we're going to run through the 15-minute for all of the stocks all together, so I'll hold that off for now. Apple, what was interesting about Apple is that we finally closed this gap from December the 4th after so many attempts that we've been pointing out for quite some time. So that gap is gone, and we had resistance at the top of the cloud. I would expect to see a move tomorrow, possibly remaining out of the cloud, but I would expect to see the Chiku span over the next few days, not tomorrow, the 25th, but the Chiku span is 26 trailing, but not tomorrow, but possibly Wednesday, run into resistance at the cloud here. So let's keep an eye on that. In fact, let's just put this little marker here, and let's remember to point that out in future videos. So I'm just going to make sure that we only see this on the daily chart. The Global Products Network had a pullback, still not enough for me to be interested in getting into it. So we've got this pullback to this line here where we started to notice the stock. So I'm going to wait. Caterpillar on the weekly, we said that we were looking at the Chiku span, and again, this ceiling of candles here that are going to provide resistance, and we're seeing that. We saw today a range in the stock of $2.67, but stopping at 88 cents up, but we're still in this gap that was created last week. And on Intel, this has been great. We've been buying this stock since, let me see now, if I look over at my, what have we been paying for the stock? We've been paying since $50.83. We've been accumulating this. If it's up tomorrow, I'm going to buy another slice of 200 shares, and that'll put me at 1,000 shares. Right now I've got what I wanted when I set out, which is 800 shares. But I still think that there's opportunity to see a retest of the high up here at 57.03. But if we look at Intel on the weekly, there's no reason to believe we can't get up to 57. WDC, love this stock. We said on the weekend review that we were looking for our resistance to come with the Chiku span in these candles here. So we've got a little bit more to go. But I think it's a great stock, and I think in the short term it's going to go up and test its 200-day moving average at 56. So now let's do what we said and look at the 15-minute for all of our charts. 15-minute wasn't too important for the S&P. Apple it was. See how we came down and we tested the flat cloud under the theory that flat clouds attract price, but often provide support. That's exactly where we saw support. And if we look at Global Payments Network, we saw resistance on the 15-minute, and the day ended with 15-minute resistance. With Caterpillar, the 15-minute cloud did provide a bit of a problem here, and it provided the last 15-minute support in the day. Intel, again, 15 minutes came down to test the flat cloud, very much like Apple. once, twice, almost 5 times in the span of that hour right there, and that provided support. And on WDC, the 15 minutes wasn't that important. Now, somebody pointed out to me in my video yesterday that the S&P 500 is showing a head and shoulders pattern. So let's go look at that on a daily basis. And this may be the head and shoulders pattern he's talking about, with a shoulder here, a head here, and a shoulder there. Not the type of head and shoulders pattern I like to see. I like to see a head above both shoulders. So this could be a head and this could be a shoulder. I'm not sure that this would qualify as a shoulder. I'm not great at head and shoulders patterns, so I'm not going to comment on that. But since he or she pointed it out, I think it's worth deciding that for yourself. And on the weekly chart, I don't see a head and shoulders immediately there. So it's possibly on the daily chart. That's just something I wanted to pass on that was in today's comments.